Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the car boot crafter, and today I'm making some St Patrick's Day garlands. As you can imagine, as a family of Irish heritage, we do make a big fuss on St Patrick's Day, and we live in a city which has the biggest St Patrick's Day parade in England. Outside of Dublin, I think it's possibly one of the biggest ones. But yeah, so we're going to make some garlands, and I thought I'd pop the camera on and show you how I'm doing it. So you'll need 2 pieces of paper, preferably paperweight, just makes it a little bit easier. You can make it with cards, but they do tend to be a bit more bulky and a bit more difficult to manage. I'm going to use glue today, but you can use staplers. I've done staples in the past with this, but I can't find my stapler today, so we're going to use glue. So the first thing you're going to do is take an A4 piece of paper, and you're going to cut it into 1-inch strips. So these measure, I think it's 8 and 3, no it's not, it's 11 3/4 by 1 inch, and you'll get 8 of them from your 12 by 12, not 12 by 12, but your A4 paper. And then you've got that little 1/4 of an inch left over, so I can pop that to one side. You'll need 4 of the strips for each piece of the garland. So I'm going to move these out of the way and keep these 4. Then you've got a 6 by 6 also in green, and I tend to use a different shade of green if I've got it to hand. But you can use the same shade, you can use whatever colours you've got to hand. And you'll cut that into 1-inch strips again, so you've got 6 by 1-inch strips, and you'll need 3 of those for each element of the garland. So let me show you how to make it. So take one of your long strips and fold it in half. Take one of your 6-inch strips and fold it in half. Now this is white on that side, and I prefer the green to be showing. So I'm going to put the green on the inside. It'll become apparent why as we go through. So I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the end. So that's the creased end. I'll just show you. That's the creased end. So just a little bit of glue, not too much, just a little. We just want to hold it. And then I'm going to get my short piece, and I'm going to pop it on like that, puff it up so that it's all together, and I'm going to pinch that down, and I'm going to do that with 3 of them. So let's carry on with that. So again, just folding them in half, grab my green, making sure that that colour's on the inside, fold that in half, a little bit of glue on the creased end, and I don't want to go up too far, just very little bit on the bottom there. The glue isn't wanting to come out of this little this bottle too easily, but we'll get there. Right, and again, just fold that over so that the crease is all the way in, so we get a good fold like that. And the last one, if you remember a shamrock, which is what we're making, a shamrock has 3 leaves on it, because that St Patrick used the shamrock with the 3 leaves to demonstrate the Holy Trinity when he was in Ireland converting the locals to Christianity. So that is why a clover is not the right plant, because a clover has 4 leaves and doesn't represent the Holy Trinity in Christianity. So I'll pop that on like that. So we need 3. So these will be our 3 parts of our shamrock. And then we've got this one piece left over. So while that's drying, I'm going to fold it over. So I'm just going to pick it up. There's no exact science to this. Just fold it over, and I'm coming, you know, about an inch short. Can be longer, can be shorter. And I'm going to crease that down, just using my fingers. And then I'm flipping it the other way, and I'll do exactly the same. That's slightly more, doesn't really matter. And I'll crease that down as well. And pop that to one side. So we've got a little box fold at the bottom like that. So I'll pop that there ready. So hopefully our first one has dried. And what we're going to do now is take these two pieces and bring them down like that. So I'm going to get a little bob of glue and put it on there to hold them together. A little bit like the heart one that we did for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to pop them together like that, and as I'm holding them, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there like that, and bring the big one down, line that up like that, then holding it tight, do the same on the other side, a little bit of glue across like that. Bring that one down like that. Oops. And with the wet glue, you've got a minute or two, and you're forming that sort of heart shape like that. I'm going to grab a little peg just to hold it all steady. If it slips, don't worry. It's only a little garland. So there's one. Let's do the next one. So bringing my two short pieces down, a little bit of glue across, and if it helps, you can grab your peg and pop your peg on while you bring the next piece down. And if you're doing that, you might want to put the glue on the long piece rather than the short piece, like that. Take the peg off, pop that in place, pop your peg back on, and then come this side and do the same. So on your long piece, a little bit of glue, bring it down, take your peg off while you're holding it, line it all up like that, pop your peg back on, and you've got another one like that. You want to round them a little bit if you can, but we've got plenty of time to shape them. Now the last one is slightly different because we're going to bring this in, because this is going to be our stalk and we want this to all come together. So before I do that, I'm just going to bring these two pieces together without any glue, and these two as well without any glue, because I just want to check. So what I want to do is glue this into the middle there, and I want to see, that's, for me, I think that's going to be a little bit too long, so I'm going to just chop it off a little bit. So line it up, let's grab my scissors, and I'm going to cut about that much off, which, if you're interested, it's 2.25 inches. Okay, and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the inside there just to hold that together like that. And then this time I'm going to put some glue on the outside like that. This glue really doesn't want to come out of this bottle, and holding it like that, I'm just going to glue these two pieces either side try and match it up as best I can. I use my peg if I want to hold it like that, but I'm going to carry on with my fingers. Bit of glue on there. This one's a little bit more fiddly, but you only have to do it with this one piece. So line that up like that. Bring over this piece and do the same on this side. Ooh. Get my fingers out the way. Put some glue on. And pop that on there like that. And we get a very strange looking piece like that. Like that. And then all we have to do now is just double check that these are stuck. Yeah, that glue has grabbed. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom. Because what we want to do now is glue them together to make our shamrock. Lots of glue in this, but it feels really clogged up. But there we go. So there's some glue on there. And I'm just going to push that together like that. I'll get my fingers out the way in a moment. Pop the peg back like that. So there we go. You can see what I've done is I've lined up the bottom here with the bottom on this one. So let's get some glue on this one and I can show you again. Glue across here and down here. Like that. Don't have to have loads, just enough to hold it. And take that off, and so where this piece has come and lined up there, I want to line this bit up with that. So line it up there like that, and then I can pop my peg back on. Let's get you straight. Lie it down, and then we can start teasing it out until we've got our shamrock shape. We'll leave that on for a minute longer, but once I release it, it should have a bit more of a shamrock shape. So very quickly I'm going to do the other one. So fold those in half like that, and then I can show you how they come together to make a garland. Right, so those are folded in half, those are folded in half too. Like that, last one. And one sheet of A4, one sheet of 6x6 does enough to make 2 shamrocks to go on your garland. You know, you only need a handful of papers to make this, which is great for the thrifty crafter, but also means it's really good because you're not here all day putting together a garland. As you can see, once you've got the rhythm of it, it's really quick to pull together. So let's give that a minute. Grab our last piece, bring that up like that, and fold. Open it up, bring this one across to roughly the same distance and fold. So we get our sort of a box shape at the bottom. In fact, I'm going to cut it now because I know approximately where I want to cut it. You can even it up as well if, like mine, it's not quite even at the top. Or if you want, you can have it at a bit more of a jaunty angle, which I think I quite like. So, and I'll glue this together as well, just in readiness for when we get to that bit. So again, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on there and bring that down. To the fold there. Let's grab a peg and I can pop a little bit of glue, whoops, on that end and bring that across. Let's take that off for a moment, pop it back on, and the same on this side. As you can see, it's really quick to come together. You've just got to do the elements, and you can sit in front of the TV and just make up the shamrock leaves like that really quickly if you want to. And then you've got time afterwards to faff with your papers. Let's pop that peg on and get a really nice rounded shape once it's all dry. But if you wanted to, what I would probably normally do is use the stapler and staple. So rather than, as I've done here, gluing, I would just put a little staple, probably about there, close to the edge, to hold it, and then I would staple and pull these all round, hold them with my hand and very carefully staple all 4 layers together. But if you do have dexterity issues or you find it a little bit more difficult, then the glue is perhaps a slightly easier way of doing it if you're using your pegs. So I've put the glue on both sides of the stalk and I'm going to bring these round and pop that in like that, and I'm going to hold it as I put a line of glue there, bring this over, line it up, turn it over and do the same this side like that, and get another peg and just pop that on there to hold it. So there's my 3 done. So I think this was my first one. They will need a bit of a faff around because I want to push that down a little bit more, but I can do that at the end. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue along there, bring that up, and again I want to line up that edge there with where I've put my papers there. So I'm just going to line that up, and the glue itself will find its way and hold them together along there. And the same with this side. You must remember, this is the piece that has got the stalk on, so you need to put one each side to get a even shamrock. Otherwise it can be a little bit lopsided. So again, let's take that off for a second while we line up the edges. Whoops, I think they're coming up together like that, and pop that on like that. There we go. And I'll pop that to one side to dry. This one should now be dry, and I can make that a little bit more rounded if I want to. And then what we're going to do is I've got some baker's twine. I don't need my glue anymore, so let's pop that lid back on, and hopefully it won't get all bunged up. So I'm going to have some baker's twine. You can hang these on a garland, one after the other, or you can hang them up individually. So I've got my hole punch, and I'm going to what do I want to do? Do I want to hang it like that, or do I want to hang it at a jaunty angle like that? I think I might hang it at a slight angle, so I'm going to put a little hole there and there. So if I show you, it's this one that I put a hole either side. I'm going to run my baker's twine through, so in there and in there. What happens as you hang it up, the papers start to relax a little bit, and it gives a much better effect as they start to, because it'll be hanging like that. So there's one, and then this one I'll do the same. Let's grab my hole punch. I'm going to do this one, so through there and through this side like that, and push that through there. Ooh, careful, got it. And then through this one here, if I can get it, there we go. There's the other one. And what I can do is I'm going to add more to this. I'm not going to cut it off my spool, but what I can do is I can take a bit of my paper and cut a piece like that. I'm not going to do it because I want it further along, and I want to thread more on this end. But I can put a little bit of glue on that, and then I'll just show you where my baker's twine is. I can pull it up and glue it like that with a peg like that, and that will hold my garland there. It won't move up and down the string, it'll just be quite steady there like that. But I want to move these down the twine, so I'll probably do it much further down there. So I'm going to go and get another piece, and that'll be four shamrocks on. I don't know whether to do 4 or 6. I might go and do 6, which means I'll need quite a lot more on that spool. But once I am ready, I will cut a little piece like that, put some glue on, make sure that I capture my on the inside of my shamrock, make sure I capture that bit of baker's twine against this wall here, pop the peg on to hold it till it dries, and that will then hold it in place, and I can finish titillating my little shamrock pieces. This is very thin papers. Perhaps I wouldn't use this paper again with this thicker paper, but there we go. I'm going to make some more using them and get this up in the porch later on today. Okay, well, I hope you give that a go if you enjoy making or you celebrate St Patrick's Day. I don't know how many people do, but certainly in Birmingham it's quite a big thing, probably mainly due to the size of the huge parade that we have. But yes, I'll see you in the next video. So take care, and yeah, I'll finish this off and then see what we're going to wear to the parade next at the weekend. Anyway, speak to you soon. Bye for now.